I watched Ironheart the first 3 episodes last night, so let's talk about it. So non-spoilers first, just my overall thoughts. Not terrible, not great either. If this wasn't a Marvel show, would I be watching it? Probably not. However, according to the reactions online by critics and stuff who got to see the whole series, apparently the second half is way more explosive than the first half, and you want to see the second half. Like, you don't want to miss it if you want to keep up with the MCU, so I guess I'm here. The overall plot, it's a bit weak. It's hard to process that this is the same girl who fought Atlanteans in Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's this really big disconnect in her character and how she reacts to things. Like, this is someone who basically went to war. You know, Anthony Ramos as the Hood, he's pretty good, I think. He's definitely doing the best with what he's given. The hood itself, the texture of it, I think it's just leather. I'm like, you couldn't have given it, like, made it out of something else? Like, why leather? It's meant to be... Anyways, that's a nitpick. The hardcore right, you know, the anti-wokes, they're definitely not gonna like this show. Especially seeing the gang and who they cast for the little team that she works with. Yeah, I'm not gonna like this. There is like a pair of siblings who are meant to be known as like the fighters of the group, and I'm like, dude, they're tiny. It's kind of miscast, but it just looks a bit weird when they're in fight scenes and they're like super small and they're taking out like multiple big people. I'm like, should you have cast like two big people as these fighting twins, you know? I don't know if that made sense. Dominique Thorne, the actress who plays Riri, first of all, dude, she's gorgeous. Second of all, yeah, she's good in the role. No complaints about her. Alden Ehrenreich, fuck, what's his name? He plays Han Solo in the Solo movie. Ehrenreich? Ehrenreich, he's pretty good in the show. He's pretty funny. There is this one plot line that I'll talk about in spoilers that I just can't gel with, and I just find it so annoying and corny, and I'm like, oh my god, I do not care for this at all, man. Like, can we... Yeah. The CGI, overall, it's pretty okay. Like, no definitive complaints. I think like the biggest missteps in the CGI is when it shows her in the suit of armor. It shows her face while being suited up. That's when I'm like, ooh, looks a bit rough, but most of the time it's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's mostly what I have to say. I'm definitely not going to be raving about it, but I'm not going to be slamming it, you know? It was super average. Definitely a 2.5 out of 5 stars for me at the moment. It could increase, it could decrease by the next batch of episodes. We'll see. Alright, let's talk about spoilers. Okay, first of all, I was super surprised to see Eric Andre in the show. I don't know if they announced his casting way back when, but I was like, what the heck? And they kill him off as well, so... yeah, that was super random. Also, I don't know if this is part of the comics, but the dean of MIT that expels Riri, her name is Dean Choi, like her surname is Choi, which is a Korean surname, but she was a black lady. I was so confused. I don't know what the context is behind that. Speaking of the Dean, there was the Dean from Community. Always love seeing him in here. Alright, let's talk about Anthony Ramos as the Hood. So, first of all, seeing him in broad daylight with his hood on, it looks so goofy. I don't know why. I think it's the leather. I don't know, it just looks so funny. And I know I shouldn't complain because it's the comic accurate whatever, but I just wanted to point that out. I really don't know anything about the character from the comics, so I'm pretty curious to see where this power comes from and where his abilities come from and what the history is behind this piece of clothing. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this in my non-spoiler bit, but there is so much exposition dialogue to like explain, oh my god, her stepfather passed away, oh my god, this was her best friend and they did all this together and they were so happy. Dude, chill, okay? Chill. You can't have flashbacks and exposition dialogue. You can't do both, okay? I get it. Stop fucking beating me over the head with it. And speaking of which, the one plot line that I said that I was kind of annoyed with and I just didn't gel with at all, it's the AI Natalie. So AI Natalie, like her dead best friend, she becomes an AI because the thing scanned Riri's brain. And I assume it formed the AI through that. My god, this plotline was so annoying to me. I just did not enjoy this at all. I know it's meant to be like emotional, but I was just so annoyed. I was annoyed by Natalie's character as well. I know like I shouldn't feel bad because it's a fictional character and she's dead, but I was like, dude, I please fuck off, okay? Then there's this whole mystery side plot about how Riri doesn't know how this Natalie AI ended up forming together. I'm like, bro, you showed the audience that it was because the computer scanned her brainwaves. Like, what is this weird fake mystery? Like, no one cares. We already know the answer. Why are you dragging this out? Like, why are you trying to make it seem like some big mystery? Unless there is like an actual big mystery and that's not the reason why that AI formed. Either way, Natalie the AI is annoying as fuck, and yeah, I didn't enjoy that whole bit. The other guy, what's his name? The other black guy, the side character who like comes in and gives Riri like a Walkman with like his mix on it. Dude, what in the performative is that? Why are you giving a Walkman with a physical mix? Dude, we get it. You're trying to be niche and cool, okay? Just make a Spotify playlist, Jesus. And also, just talking about another side character, Joe, played by Alden Ehrenreich. Yeah, he was pretty enjoyable to watch. I could not believe it when they revealed his dad. I was like, what? I was like, no way. But and then it started making sense because when they showed Obadiah's dust or whatever, like his cremation dust, I was like, really? Okay. Like, I definitely wasn't against it. I actually really like that. And I know Ezekiel Stane, who they revealed him to be, he's a villain for Iron Man, I believe. And the bit where he just vacuums up Obadiah's dust, that was definitely the funniest bit of the entire show. I don't think the entire show made a single joke that made me chuckle, but that bit did. Because it was just so nonchalant, he was just vacuuming his dad. Also, it did kind of take me by surprise when it just cut to his hole in his arm with like his technology in his arm that he put in like in his wrist. I was like, whoa, what the hell? Where did this come from? This guy's a psycho, fucking performing surgery on himself and shit. And speaking of the gang, it was a bit cartoonish how they didn't use guns. They just sent in those two fighter twins to take out everyone, which again was not that believable. It would just be so much easier with a gun, you know, just threaten everyone like, hey, sit the fuck down. And somehow none of the security guards at any of these locations had guns as well. I was like, well, what is this place? This is the MCU, like aliens and fucking wizards and shit, they're always coming at you as if you don't have a side piece on you for security guard. And the way that Riri left John, I think that's his name, the lieutenant guy, to just suffocate and die, that was crazy, bro. He was just full suffocating and shit. I didn't expect her to save him because I wouldn't save him, but I was like, damn, that was cold. That was real cold, because you see him just suffocate and just drag on the window glass. And of course, Riri leaves the synthetic skin thing behind, so it's gonna be tracked to Ezekiel, and Ezekiel's gonna hate Riri, and he's gonna become a villain because of that betrayal or whatever, and it's gonna be, you know, a turn of events that could have been solved over communication, and it was just a misunderstanding. But you know, he's gonna think that she betrayed her, and oh my god, you were my one friend and you told me to stand up for myself, so I'm gonna try kill you. That's exactly what's gonna happen. You know what, they're being very vague about who killed Gary and Natalie. Gary is the stepdad. They're being very vague about who killed them. I bet it's the Hood, Anthony Ramos' character before he got the Hood. Something, I don't know. They're being strangely vague about who offed them. But yeah, I think that's my overall thoughts. I will be tuning into the next batch because I feel like I have to. Yeah, and again, I have read that the final episode or two, they're ones you want to watch. So I don't know if they're gonna bring in other characters like Hawkeye, like Kate Bishop Hawkeye or Yelena or something to create the new Avengers or whatever. But yeah, from the way people are talking about it, those are the episodes you want to watch. So I guess I'll be tuning in. Otherwise, I'm following for their PR. Alright, I think that's all I have to say. Let me know what you thought about these episodes.